All right, we're going to jump right into it and we're going to talk about disciplining your thoughts. What do your thoughts have you becoming? What are these thoughts doing to me? Who do my thoughts who am I becoming because of my thoughts? Are you disciplining your thoughts? Whatever it is that you're thinking about, that's what shows up in your life constantly. If you're not disciplining what it is that you're thinking about, you start becoming a person, you start doing things that you have no idea how you decided to make those decisions. How do we know that? If you don't discipline your thoughts continue to run rapid. Everything from the past creeps in and starts to become today. If you don't discipline your thoughts will begin to discipline you. Your thoughts will tell you you're not good enough because it didn't work last time. Your thoughts will tell you, remember when you failed, Betty? Remember, John, when that thing didn't work out? Remember when you tried as a kid? Your thoughts, if not checked, will run you crazy. So we must learn to discipline our thoughts. And what do I mean by discipline my thoughts? There's a difference between, and I'll speak about this in the next podcast as well, but there's a difference between a thought and there's a difference between thinking. If you're going to discipline your thoughts, right, that means that when something comes up in your mind, you hold your thoughts captive. Write that down. Hold my thoughts captive. As you write that down, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe if this message resonates, if you feel people need to hear this kind of information about disciplining your thoughts, mindset, etc. Back to what I was saying about thought versus thinking, right? So holding your thoughts captive. When something comes in your mind, the thought, you have two choices. You can hold that thought captive or you can start thinking about the thought. The thought versus thinking. Thinking requires movement of the thought. What do you mean by movement? So if I have a thought about me not feeling confident, I can start thinking about all the reasons why I'm not confident, because then that would continue to feed the thought, wouldn't it? So disciplining my thought would be like, okay, I don't think I'm confident, but I'm going to stay right there. I'm going to discipline that thought. I'm going to stay right there. I'm going to hold that thought captive. I'm going to say, you know what? Maybe before, but I'm going to try now. Maybe in the past, but not right now. So I'm going to hold that thought captive. But here's the catch. I'm going to put another thought against that thought that supersedes what that is. So if you say, I'm not confident, that thought comes in and you start thinking about why you're not confident. That's undisciplined thinking. Letting your thoughts, especially negative thoughts, go on in your mind, being unchecked, creates depression. It creates loneliness. It creates all sort of psychological warfare inside of your mind because you're not disciplining what it is that you're thinking about. Disciplining your thought process. Holding thoughts that are not positive captive. Holding thoughts captive in your mind, not thinking about them, not giving them room to breathe, is what it looks like when you're disciplining your thoughts. You're not allowing everything that pops, every thought that pops in your mind, you're not giving it room to breathe. You're not giving it life. You're not pouring more energy into the fact that you were abused, you were molested, you were left abandoned as a child. When those thoughts, when those negative trauma moments come in your mind, you hold that thought captive and you say, I'm not getting abused today. This is not happening right now. That happened 16 years ago. That happened 2 years ago. That's not who I am today. No one's abandoning me now. You put that thought up against the opposite of what you want to feel. That's what it looks like when you're disciplining your thoughts. You take every thought that comes in, and here's what I'm saying. I know this isn't easy initially. Do you know how many thoughts we have a day? Thousands of them. I forget. I think it's, 50,000 or 60,000 or something like that. But depending on if you're a man or a woman, your thought process even expands. So yes, I know you're going to think a lot of thoughts. But if your thoughts have anything to do with your life, If you believe that at all, if you believe what you think about, you bring about, if you believe that, then you have to take accountability for what you allow yourself to think about. I'm going to say that again. Write it down. I have to be accountable for what I allow myself to think about. There's nothing wrong with the thought itself. There's nothing wrong with your past trauma coming up and poking its ugly head out and saying, hey, do you remember this? And it's nothing wrong with you shutting that shit down and saying, yeah, I remember it, but I'm not going to. I don't want to remember it now. Closed. I'm happy now. Closed. That's over now. Closed. Disciplining the thoughts. As you learn to hold your thoughts captive, the ones that you don't want, you allow yourself to usher in, to bring in the thoughts that you really do want to have. There's no way for thoughts of abundance, success, happiness. There's no way for that to have room when all you have are the negative thoughts that are there. If you're not meditating, if you're not finding quiet time, if you're not using mindfulness, another word for disciplining your thoughts, to me, mindfulness is another way of that. But it's very difficult for you to discipline your thoughts to something else if all you have is negative thoughts. So we must hold those thoughts captive so the new information of your success, the new story of your life can be filled inside. And you can start telling and living those thoughts. Do you see that? Once you get all of these stories out of your way, once you get all of this type of thinking, once you discipline these thoughts, then you've got them in a little jail cell of your mind. All your negative insecurities, they're right there. They're not gone. They're just locked away. You're not allowing them to come out. Once you do this, now you got access to bring in abundance, peace, happiness, joy, and you can feed from there. Those thoughts are still there, but they're captive. They're held. They're shut down. Now you can move into a place of peace, love, happiness, and abundance. Why? Because you've shut that other shit down. You've shut it down. That comes with time. That comes with processing. To be honest, that comes with coaching. That comes with you making a decision to invest in yourself like someone like me, investing in books and tapes and so on, so you can get one-on-one coaching. I'm giving you tips on what to do. Notice that if you want to go in depth about how to do it, you need to reach out to me and say, this is great information, but how do I really apply this? Like, show me bit by bit, how do I eat this? How do I digest this, disciplining my thoughts? How do I hold my negative thoughts captive, Gerald? How do I get access to this new way of thinking to where what's flowing from my mind, what I'm pulling for is love, peace, joy, happiness, Gerald? How can I hold those thoughts captive? Because if your thoughts are a direct correlation of what your life looks like, you don't have to wonder if it's the world, it's your thoughts. Your thoughts are creating the chaos. Your thoughts can also create the love. Your thoughts can create division. Your thoughts can create peace. But it's all about disciplining what it is that you allow yourself to think about. What are you allowing yourself to think about? That's the truth. And it sounds simple, but that's the very beginning of you seeing why your life is the way it is. It's because the thoughts that I have are creating an outward experience that I call my life. Wow. Our thoughts are creating the outward experience. We're only projecting to the world what we're thinking about. I was watching a YouTube yesterday. They were on their way to a big hot springs mountain in Chile, okay? They're on a big snowy mountain. It's freaking cold, ice there. It's like there's 6 people in this little bitty Cracker Jack truck, and they're trying to get to the top of the mountain. All of a sudden, the tire breaks, right? And here's what the guy says. Literally, The guy says, I was thinking how messed up it would be if the truck broke down. And guess what happened 5 minutes later? The truck broke down. He told the people that he was with in the truck that he said to himself, it would be messed up. And those people said, you can't think that. You can't. And I'm telling you right now, if you don't want your life to be screwed up, stop thinking about your life being screwed up, and it will stop being screwed up. Stop projecting chaos into your life. Stop saying, well, I hope that doesn't happen. Well, you just thought it. Nothing happens in our life randomly. We're not random. You didn't get here by accident. Neither did I. So understand that your thoughts create things, good things, bad things, happy things, sad things. Watch what you think about by disciplining your thoughts. That's how you do it. Because your thoughts are going to come out into real life. Everything I do, it's because I thought about it first. Everything you do, it's because everything that happens in your life, it's because you thought about it. You thought it. Even though you don't say it, stop thinking about, stop saying things that you don't want to show up in your freaking life. Stop doing it. Say what you want and think about what you want. Stop thinking about what you don't want. Stop thinking about the worst case scenario. Stop thinking about all the things that you don't want to happen. Stop thinking about the things that I don't want to happen. Write that down. Stop thinking about the things that I don't want to happen. Start thinking about the things that I do want to happen. You see that? Think about the things you want, not about the things you don't want, and watch how the things that you want show up. And if you want to play a really cruel trick on yourself, think about something messed up and watch it happen. Just think about it. If just to see if it works. Don't do that. Think about something happy. Think about something happy and see if that works. But don't go mess up your life. I was joking. But yeah, I hope this resonates. I hope this adds value. And I hope you realize that you become what you think about. Your life is what you think about. And my wish and my blessing is that you realize that disciplining your thoughts by holding thoughts captive that are not in direct reflection of what and who you really are, that's where the magic happens, okay? Until next time, namaste, and this has been another episode of Spiritual Talks. I'll see you guys soon. Ciao.